The Gospel of Mary, attributed to Mary Magdalene, is a Gnostic text that offers a unique perspective on early Christian teachings and the role of Mary Magdalene within the early church. Discovered in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, this text is not part of the canonical New Testament, but provides valuable insights into the spiritual and theological debates of early Christianity. The Gospel is notable for its portrayal of Mary as a key disciple and bearer of secret teachings from Jesus, emphasizing themes of inner knowledge, spiritual transformation, and the rejection of orthodox authority. Our analysis of the Gospel of Mary employs a systematic approach using a framework of affirmed and negated triadic relationships. This method, rooted in logical patterns, allows us to explore the interconnectedness of various spiritual concepts presented in the text. By examining sets of three interrelated elements, both in their positive, affirmed, and negated forms, we can uncover the deeper meanings and implications of Mary's teachings. The triadic relationships we analyze include patterns of coexistence, equilibrium, reinforcement, feedback, causality, reversion, nonlinear influence, retrospective understanding, combination, division, association, disassociation, integration, and disintegration. Each triad is examined in the context of the Gospel's teachings, using specific quotes and passages to illustrate how these logical relationships manifest in the text. In the following analysis, we will delve into the first four triads, providing detailed explanations supported by quotes from the Gospel of Mary. We will then continue with the remaining triads, offering a comprehensive examination of how the Gospel's spiritual concepts align with our analytic framework. Through this approach, we aim to shed light on the rich and complex theological landscape of the Gospel of Mary, highlighting its contributions to early Christian thought and its enduring relevance to spiritual seekers today. Energy, consciousness, and intention are not isolated elements but are intricately interconnected. In meditative practices, the flow of energy within the body can heighten awareness and sharpen focus. This harmonious interplay forms a balanced state essential for successful astral projection. For example, during deep meditation, a surge of energy can be felt rising from the base to the crown of the body. This energy intensifies consciousness, making one acutely aware of their surroundings and inner self. With focused intention, one can visualize floating above the physical body, leading to an out-of-body experience and traversal of the astral plane. This balance is fragile. On days when one is physically exhausted or mentally scattered, it is challenging to muster the energy needed for astral projection. Consciousness may feel dull and intentions may waver. These disruptions highlight the delicate nature of equilibrium among energy, consciousness, and intention. For instance, despite a strong desire to astrally project, the lack of sufficient energy can lead to an incomplete experience, where one hovers between the physical and astral realms, unable to break free entirely. This emphasizes the importance of maintaining physical vitality, mental clarity, and focused intention to achieve equilibrium and successful astral travel. 1. A coexistence, knowledge, wisdom, and peace. In the Gospel of Mary, knowledge, wisdom, and peace are presented as deeply interconnected. Mary emphasizes the importance of acquiring spiritual knowledge to attain wisdom, which ultimately leads to inner peace. For example, she says, "Blessed are you who have not seen and have believed, for there shall be given to you life." Gospel of Mary 4:26. This suggests that those who seek knowledge and believe without physical evidence attain wisdom. Furthermore, she offers reassurance by stating, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, for his grace will be with you all and will shelter you." Gospel of Mary 5:2, indicating that wisdom brings peace, offering comfort and reducing distress. Additionally, when Peter says to Mary, "Sister, we know that the Savior loved you more than the rest of women. Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember, which you know, but we do not nor have we heard them." Gospel of Mary 10:1. It is clear that Mary's knowledge of the Savior's teachings brings peace to the disciples, alleviating their confusion and anxiety. 1. An equilibrium, doubt, confusion, and misunderstanding. The Gospel of Mary addresses the struggle against doubt and confusion to achieve spiritual clarity. The text suggests that eliminating doubt leads to clarity and understanding, reducing confusion and misunderstanding, Mary encourages her followers to overcome their doubts to avoid spiritual confusion and misunderstanding. This is evident when she reassures the disciples, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, for His grace will be with you all and will shelter you." Gospel of Mary 5:2. By dispelling doubt, the disciples can achieve a state of equilibrium where confusion and misunderstanding are minimized. 2. A reinforcement: faith, hope, and love. In the Gospel of Mary, the teachings often reinforce the importance of faith leading to hope, and hope leading to love. Mary explains that faith is the foundation that brings about hope, and together, these virtues foster love. She highlights this when she says, "Where the mind is, there is the treasure." Gospel of Mary 6:2, indicating that faith and belief are the treasures that lead to hope. This hope in turn manifests as love, creating a reinforcing cycle that strengthens each virtue. 2. End feedback: fear, ignorance, and hatred. The Gospel of Mary speaks against fear and ignorance, suggesting that overcoming these leads to the absence of hatred. Mary emphasizes that fear and ignorance are detrimental to spiritual growth and understanding. For instance, she says, "There is no sin, but it is you who make sin when you do the things that are like the nature of adultery, which is called sin." Gospel of Mary 4:25. This statement suggests that ignorance and fear are constructs that lead to negative behaviors, including hatred. By addressing and dispelling fear and ignorance, the cycle of negative feedback can be broken, reducing hatred and fostering a more harmonious spiritual state. 3. A causal understanding, transformation, and enlightenment. Understanding, transformation, and enlightenment are causally linked in the Gospel of Mary. Understanding leads to transformation, which in turn leads to enlightenment. Mary illustrates this causal relationship when she explains, "The soul answered and said, 'What binds me has been slain, and what turns me about has been overcome.'" Gospel of Mary 8:20. This signifies that through understanding, the slaying of ignorance, the soul undergoes transformation, leading to enlightenment and liberation from earthly bindings. 3. End reversion: misunderstanding, spiritual stagnation, and darkness. The Gospel of Mary suggests that misunderstanding leads to spiritual stagnation, which results in spiritual darkness. Mary warns against the dangers of misunderstanding spiritual teachings, as it can cause one to remain stagnant and in darkness. This is evident when she addresses the disciples' doubts and misunderstandings, encouraging them to seek deeper spiritual truths. Peter said to Mary, "Sister, we know that the Savior loved you more than the rest of women. Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember." Gospel of Mary 10:1. By seeking to correct their misunderstandings, the disciples aim to avoid spiritual stagnation and darkness, striving instead for enlightenment. 4. A nonlinear: insight, practice, and realization. The Gospel of Mary portrays a nonlinear influence between insight, practice, and realization. Insights lead to practices that result in realizations, though not always in a straightforward manner. Mary shares profound spiritual insights that guide the disciples in their practices, ultimately leading to realizations. For example, she says, "I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, 'Lord, I saw you today in a vision.' He answered and said to me, 'Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me.'" Gospel of Mary 7:1. This indicates that her insight into the vision led her to a practice of steadfast faith, resulting in the realization of her spiritual blessings. 4. In retrospective: error, correction, and growth. The Gospel of Mary emphasizes that reflecting on errors can lead to corrections and subsequent spiritual growth. Mary teaches that recognizing and correcting one's mistakes is crucial for spiritual development. She advises the disciples to reflect on their actions and learn from their errors. Peter said, "Did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge and not openly? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Did he prefer her to us?" Gospel of Mary 9:5. This questioning reflects the need to correct misunderstandings and grow spiritually by embracing new perspectives and insights. 5a. Inclusive: grace, mercy, and redemption. In the Gospel of Mary, grace, mercy, and redemption are presented as interconnected and inclusive concepts. Grace leads to mercy, which results in redemption, encompassing both grace and mercy. Mary teaches that the grace of the Savior provides mercy, and ultimately leads to the redemption of the soul. For instance, she reassures the disciples, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, for His grace will be with you all and will shelter you." Gospel of Mary 5:2. This statement highlights how grace brings about mercy, offering shelter and protection. Furthermore, the disciples desire to hear more of the Savior's words from Mary, as seen when Peter says, "Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember." Gospel of Mary 10:1 indicates their search for redemption through the grace and mercy embedded in his teachings. 5. Exclusive: judgment, punishment, and damnation. The Gospel of Mary warns against the exclusive nature of judgment, punishment, and damnation. Mary suggests that judgment without understanding leads to punishment and damnation, excluding the possibility of redemption. This is evident when she discusses the nature of sin. There is no sin, but it is you who make sin when you do the things that are like the nature of adultery, which is called sin. Gospel of Mary 4:25. By emphasizing that sin is a human construct, Mary implies that judgment based on such constructs can lead to undue punishment and damnation, excluding individuals from the grace and mercy that the Savior offers. 6. A conjoined truth, faith, and knowledge. In the Gospel of Mary, faith is portrayed as a conjunction of truth and knowledge. The text suggests that faith encompasses both the understanding of truth and the acquisition of knowledge. Mary's recounting of her vision and the teachings of the Savior emphasizes this conjoined relationship. She states, "I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, 'Lord, I saw you today in a vision.' He answered and said to me, 'Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me.'" Gospel of Mary 7:1. This indicates that her faith, grounded in the truth of her vision and her knowledge of the Savior, is affirmed. Peter's request, "Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember." Gospel of Mary 10:1 further underscores the idea that truth and knowledge together reinforce faith. 6. And bottlenecked: disbelief, falsehood, and ignorance. The Gospel of Mary addresses the bottlenecked negative states of disbelief, falsehood, and ignorance, suggesting that these hinder spiritual growth. Disbelief leads to falsehood and ignorance, creating obstacles to understanding and enlightenment. Mary's teachings counteract these negative states by promoting truth and knowledge. For instance, she emphasizes the importance of spiritual knowledge when she recounts the Savior's words, "There is no sin, but it is you who make sin when you do the things that are like the nature of adultery, which is called sin." Gospel of Mary 4:25. By identifying sin as a human construct, Mary challenges the falsehoods and ignorance that arise from disbelief, urging the disciples to seek a deeper, more enlightened understanding. 7. A harmonic: love, wisdom, and harmony. In the Gospel of Mary, the relationship between love, wisdom, and harmony is portrayed as harmonic. Love and wisdom together lead to harmony, creating a balanced and fulfilling spiritual life. Mary's teachings emphasize the importance of these virtues working together. For example, she reassures the disciples, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, for his grace will be with you all, and will shelter you." Gospel of Mary 5:2. This comforting message illustrates how love, grace, and wisdom, understanding the Savior's teachings, result in inner harmony and peace. The disciples' respect for Mary's wisdom and love for the Savior further reinforces this harmonious relationship, as seen when they turn to her for guidance and knowledge. 7. And dissonant: hatred, ignorance, and discord. The Gospel of Mary speaks against the dissonance of hatred, ignorance, and discord, suggesting that these negative states disrupt spiritual harmony. Mary highlights the dangers of these emotions and states, encouraging the disciples to seek love, wisdom, and understanding instead. For instance, when Peter expresses doubt and jealousy towards Mary, saying, "Did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge and not openly? Are we to turn about and all listen to her?" Gospel of Mary 9:5. It creates discord among the disciples. This moment illustrates how hatred, jealousy, and ignorance, misunderstanding the Savior's relationship with Mary, lead to discord, disrupting their spiritual unity and harmony. 8. A convergent: love, peace, and understanding. The Gospel of Mary emphasizes the convergence of love, peace, and understanding as essential components of a harmonious spiritual life. Love, peace, and understanding converge to form a state of spiritual fulfillment and harmony. Mary's teachings often highlight the importance of these virtues working together. She says, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, for his grace will be with you all, and will shelter you." Gospel of Mary 5:2. This statement suggests that the Savior's love, grace, brings peace and understanding, converging to offer spiritual shelter and comfort. The disciples' quest for understanding through Mary's knowledge further illustrates this convergence, as they seek to harmonize their love for the Savior with the peace and understanding his teachings provide. 8. And divergent: fear, chaos, and ignorance. The Gospel of Mary warns against the divergent states of fear, chaos, and ignorance, suggesting that these lead to spiritual disarray. Fear leads to chaos and ignorance, disrupting the path to enlightenment and understanding. Mary addresses these negative states by promoting courage, order, and knowledge. For instance, she recounts the Savior's reassurance, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, for his grace will be with you all and will shelter you." Gospel of Mary 5:2. By encouraging the disciples to overcome their fear and embrace the Savior's grace, Mary aims to dispel chaos and ignorance, guiding them towards a more enlightened and ordered spiritual state. 9. A combination: wisdom, courage, and faith. In the Gospel of Mary, the combination of wisdom, courage, and faith is intricate and often nuanced. For instance, Mary displays wisdom in her understanding of the Savior's teachings, but sometimes lacks the overt courage to confront the disciples' doubts directly, which is where her faith comes into play. When she says, "I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, 'Lord, I saw you today in a vision.' He answered and said to me, 'Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me.'" Gospel of Mary 7:1. It illustrates how her wisdom, her vision, coupled with faith, not wavering, fills in for the direct courage. Conversely, Peter and the other disciples show courage in questioning the teachings but may lack the faith to accept Mary's wisdom outright, which creates tension but also potential for greater understanding. The dynamic interplay is evident when Peter questions Mary's authority. Did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge and not openly? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Gospel of Mary 9:5. Here, his courage to question is clear, but his faith in Mary's wisdom is lacking, showing the need for a balance. 9N division: lack of wisdom, absence of courage, loss of faith. The Gospel of Mary warns against the division that arises when wisdom, courage, and faith are not harmonized. For example, Peter's courage to question without the accompanying wisdom and faith results in division among the disciples. When he says, "Did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge and not openly?" Gospel of Mary 9:5. His courage to question lacks the wisdom to understand and the faith to trust in Mary's account. This creates a division. Conversely, Mary's faith and wisdom are not always matched by direct courage to assert her position, relying instead on her vision and understanding to convince others. This dynamic shows the potential for division when these elements are not balanced. The text suggests that the lack of harmony between these virtues can lead to misunderstanding and conflict among the disciples, emphasizing the need for integrated spiritual growth. 10. A association: love, joy, and truth. In the Gospel of Mary, the association between love, joy, and truth is crucial for spiritual enlightenment. Mary's teachings often associate the presence of love with truth and joy. For example, her recounting of the Savior's words, "Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me," Gospel of Mary 7:1, associates love, blessing, with the truth of her vision and the resulting joy in being steadfast. Furthermore, Mary's guidance brings joy and reinforces the truth of the Savior's teachings among the disciples, fostering love. The disciples' desire for the truth and their respect for Mary's love lead them to seek joy and understanding, as evidenced by Peter's request, "Tell us the words of the Savior which you remember," Gospel of Mary 10:1. This illustrates that when love is coupled with truth, it produces joy, and joy coupled with truth reinforces love, creating a strong, positive association. 10 in disassociation: lack of love, loss of joy, corruption of truth. The Gospel of Mary also explores the disassociation that occurs when love, truth, and joy are not in harmony. The absence of love can lead to joy or truth being misaligned or absent. For example, Peter's doubts about Mary's vision and authority create a disassociation. Did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge and not openly? Gospel of Mary 9:5. Here, Peter's lack of love and respect for Mary's role leads to a lack of joy and truth, causing disunity. The disassociation between these virtues illustrates the potential for misunderstanding and conflict when love is not present. Mary's efforts to correct this by sharing her vision and teachings aim to restore the balance, showing that the absence of love can disrupt both joy and truth, leading to spiritual discord. 11. A. Integration: enlightenment, compassion, and knowledge. In the Gospel of Mary, enlightenment, knowledge, and compassion are deeply integrated. Mary's enlightenment, achieved through her visions and understanding of the Savior's teachings, leads to profound compassion. For instance, when she comforts the disciples, "Do not weep and be distressed, nor let your hearts be troubled, For his grace will be with you all and will shelter you. Gospel of Mary 5:2. She demonstrates how her enlightenment, understanding of grace, and knowledge of the Savior's promise result in compassion. The integration of these elements is further highlighted when she shares her vision. I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, Lord, I saw you today in a vision. He answered and said to me, Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me. Gospel of Mary 7:1. This shows that her enlightenment and knowledge together foster compassion towards the disciples, guiding them through their doubts. 11N disintegration, false enlightenment, absence of compassion, and ignorance of knowledge. The Gospel of Mary warns against the disintegration that occurs when compassion, enlightenment, and knowledge are not aligned. The absence of compassion can lead to ignorance and a lack of enlightenment, resulting in spiritual darkness. When Peter questions Mary's authority, did he really speak with a woman without our knowledge and not openly? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Gospel of Mary 9:5. His lack of compassion leads to a lack of understanding, knowledge, and enlightenment, causing division and darkness among the disciples. Mary's response aims to counteract this disintegration by providing knowledge and demonstrating compassion, striving to restore enlightenment. This disintegration highlights the importance of compassion in maintaining the balance and unity of knowledge and enlightenment, and its absence results in spiritual disarray. Through our analytic exploration of the Gospel of Mary using the framework of affirmed and negated triadic relationships, several unifying themes emerge, highlighting the text's profound spiritual and theological insights. These themes underscore the Gospel's emphasis on inner transformation, the interconnectedness of spiritual virtues, and the importance of overcoming negative states to achieve spiritual enlightenment. A central theme in the Gospel of Mary is the pursuit of inner knowledge and wisdom. Mary Magdalene's teachings emphasize the significance of acquiring spiritual knowledge to attain wisdom, which ultimately leads to inner peace. This triadic relationship is evident in her dialogues with the disciples, where her wisdom and understanding provide comfort and guidance. The Gospel repeatedly demonstrates that spiritual enlightenment is a process that involves the integration of knowledge, wisdom, and peace, reflecting a holistic approach to spiritual growth. Another key theme is the reinforcement of positive virtues such as faith, hope, and love. The Gospel portrays these virtues as interdependent, with faith leading to hope and hope fostering love. This reinforcing cycle is crucial for the development of a harmonious spiritual life. Mary's interactions with the disciples, particularly in moments of doubt and confusion, illustrate how faith can guide individuals through uncertainty, ultimately leading to hope and love. The text also addresses the need to overcome negative states such as doubt, fear, and ignorance. These elements are shown to create spiritual dissonance and hinder personal growth. Mary's teachings advocate for the dispelling of these negative states through the pursuit of truth, courage, and understanding. By confronting and overcoming these obstacles, individuals can achieve a state of equilibrium and harmony. Moreover, the Gospel of Mary emphasizes the importance of integration and convergence of spiritual virtues. Concepts such as love, peace, and understanding are presented as convergent elements that together create a fulfilling spiritual existence. Mary's guidance reflects the idea that true enlightenment and compassion arise from the integration of these virtues, leading to a more profound connection with the divine. The analysis also uncovers the dynamic interplay between positive and negative states, illustrating the potential for spiritual growth through the recognition and correction of errors. The text encourages a reflective approach where understanding and enlightenment are achieved through introspection and the willingness to learn from mistakes. This retrospective understanding is crucial for personal transformation and the attainment of spiritual clarity. In conclusion, the Gospel of Mary offers a rich tapestry of spiritual teachings that highlight the interconnectedness of virtues and the path to enlightenment. Our analytic approach, grounded in the examination of affirmed and negated triadic relationships, reveals the depth of Mary's insights and the enduring relevance of her message. The Gospel's emphasis on inner knowledge, the reinforcement of positive virtues, the overcoming of negative states, and the integration of spiritual elements provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the journey toward spiritual fulfillment. Through this exploration, we gain a deeper appreciation of the Gospel of Mary as a timeless guide for spiritual seekers, offering wisdom and inspiration for navigating the complexities of the spiritual path.